I am from the cell phone now. I'm just connecting my PC and waiting for people to arrive because some people tend to arrive at 8:30 p.m. But we have people here in the class now. I'm going to show you that we have here people because I am from my cell phone now. So here you see me en mi celular y en el computador. Vamos a conectar el celular. Hello guys, how are you? How are you today? I'm fine. I'm waiting for people to arrive, and we're going to wait 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. We're going to wait 5 minutes. Vale, estoy dictando clase. Bueno, salgo a las 9:30. Que se me para donde se sube. Y yo mirar cómo cuadro mis cositas, lo que preciso. Preciso me embolar mañana. Pero entonces mañana, para mañana hablamos a ver si te vas a hacer la pasamos mañana. La misma, si le compro. Y es que su mes de mañana tiene que salir. ¿O qué? Mañana tienen citas. Ah, no, mañana no. Bueno, estoy grabando y todo lo que no, sí, estoy haciendo.
Los conceptos clave ya, y tomar el mapa. Es lo que digo, es para el próximo trabajo que es lo de escrito de Mateos y ya.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Hello,
Hello, teacher.
how are you, man?
Fine, fine, fine. Un poco, ahí, un poco cansado, teacher.
Okay, but are you a student or you are just an observer?
And a student.
Okay, because I was thinking that you were like an observer of the university because they are going to today. I think I don't know if it is Carlos Nerly. I don't know. However, okay, I'm going to start. I was waiting people to arrive, but I think that time is enough. Estaba esperando que llegaran más personas. Ya llegaron más personas, entonces eh, hoy es 8 de noviembre. Forums. Oh, llegaron más personas. Form. How was your weekend, people?
I have uh, fight with my wife.
Do you have what?
I have, I has, no, I fight with my wife.
Ah, fine.
Fight, fight,
Fight?
fight.
Why?
Difference.
Okay, that's crazy, man. You're kind of
she,
you're kind of
she,
crazy, you know?
she said it was.
Okay,
Teacher, I have a question.
tell me, man.
How many classes to finish this course?
How many classes? Okay. I think that until November the 30, el 30 de noviembre se acaban las clases.
Okay, thanks.
Most welcome. People is still coming. La gente sigue llegando. Uh, okay, today I'm going to paste here. Voy a pasar de nuevo la asistencia. Para los que acabaron de llegar, en el chat está la asistencia. I think people is still arrive, so I don't know what to do. Um, okay.
Making movies and shows.
So, hello everybody. Vamos a ver cómo se hacen las películas. Cualquier duda que ustedes tengan acerca de este video, palabras que no entiendan, palabras que no sean familiares para usted, me lo pueden hacer saber en el chat, ¿ok?
Listo, profe.
Okay.
Shows is more complicated than you may think. Long before the cameras start rolling, there is a considerable amount of prep work that goes into finding the correct landscape, actors, scriptwriters, directors, makeup artists, computer graphic artists, camera crews, and the list goes on. In this video, we'll go over a general overview of how today's movies and high-end television shows are made and some changes the industry is making in a post-coronavirus world to take advantage of today's best technologies. Welcome to Movie University. On this channel, we explore various aspects of the movie and entertainment industry. If you'd like what you see, methods of how things are done before, during, and after may surprise you. Let's take a look at how movies and television shows are made. It all starts with an idea. About half the time, someone will pitch an idea about a movie to a movie studio. Other times, someone from within the studio will come up with an idea and shop it around inside the company and seek approval. Studio executives and bigwigs will weigh the arguments of the movie. Some of the things they'll consider are cost of making the movie or show, audience size for who wants to see such a product, potential earnings at the box office and rentals, chances of it becoming a breakout, interested parties in favor of financially supporting a project, and the reputation it will give the studio. After a while deciding whether the project should or should not be greenlit, scripts are written. This can take anywhere from a couple of months to a couple of years. During either the proposal process or script writing, creative differences can pop up, causing staff members to leave the project. Sometimes these result themselves in the form of another but similar movie being made and being released around the same time from a different studio. Once the script is finalized, pre-production ramps up in earnest. Filming locations are scouted, camera crews are brought in, makeup artists booked, secondary directors hired, lighting crews found, costume department and computer graphics specialists are all hired to make the movie. While traditional film location scouting still occurs, a great deal of technology has helped step in to allow directors to see what locations or virtual sets will look like. Today, locations can be scanned into a 3D environment by a small local team. The data can be sent wherever a director and his staff are, allowing them to recreate the location in the virtual world. This allows them to have an idea of what challenges they will encounter if they choose to use this location. Some things to consider are what equipment to bring, how to work out logistics of bringing their equipment, food, water, and personnel, and angles to place the cameras for ideal shots. Another area that is seeing a boom are visual aids and sets. While you may know that Hollywood likes to use a lot of green screen to make epic-looking sequences, one thing that is changing is the use of massive electronic screens that wrap around a set. One of the first movies that used this extensively was Oblivion with Tom Cruise in 2013. However, since then, big productions like The Mandalorian have used the large screens to help envelop actors with a sense that they are actually in their environment on top of saving time on the back end of post-production special effects. This helps eliminate the need for green screen technology altogether for large swaths of the movie, saving time and money. Camera resolutions and screen pixelation have come to the point where the human eye cannot tell the difference when watching the finished product. Once principal photography is complete, the raw footage is sent to computer graphics specialists to add in details in the movies on top of video editors to chop up the footage into the final product. During the editing process, the editors will also adjust the scenes to match a particular color palette. While all of this is happening, there are also sound editors who are working hand in hand with the video editors to add sound effects. From here, directors will give their opinions of scenes and hand instructions to subordinate editors or directors to make changes. Once these changes are made, a more finalized draft is sent to the music composer of the movie, where a musical score is placed into the timeline. Once the director feels comfortable with this draft, it is sent to executives at the movie studio to screen the movie. They will give their feedback for changes they believe will be better for an audience. Sometimes reshoots are required, costing studios millions of dollars, as was the case with Rogue One and Justice League. After several back and forths on this, the movie will be tested in front of a small showing of volunteers from the general public. Based on their feedback, the studio may decide to make changes or allow the current version to be released. From here, a special screening is arranged for movie critics to allow them to write about the movie in newspapers and websites, drumming up interest and giving the movie some free publicity. This is where you come in. Based on box office returns and audience ratings, studios may then decide to create sequels, as was the case with the John Wick series. What's your favorite part about the movie-making process? Do you have aspirations to work in Hollywood? Let me know in the comment section below. This is Movie University, education in cinema.
Hello, I'm Maggie Hammond. I teach on the Complete Creative Writing course, and I worked as a novelist, a publisher, a journalist, and I'm the author of Creative Writing for Dummies. I'm here to answer some common questions about writing. A plot is all about a question and an answer. The beginning of your story asks a question, and the end of the story answers it. And in between, your story twists and turns, making the reader think, yes, they're going to live, no, he's going to die. In a romance, it's the lovers meet. He's Mr. Right. Oh no, he's not. The other one's Mr. Right. Oh no, now she's met him again. It's that constant process of twisting and turning and altering your reader's expectations that makes a story hang together. But it's important to remember that you must never let your reader's attention stray from the main point of your story. They have to be able to see all the time what it is that your character wants and wonder whether or not they're going to get it. Sometimes people worry because they think, well, this kind of story has been written before. There are actually only a certain number of plots. All these plots are linked, and they're all based around the character wanting something at the beginning and either getting it or not getting it at the end. It's important to think about creating suspense in a story, and you create suspense actually by telling the reader something about what's going to happen. If the reader has absolutely no idea what's going to happen in the story, it's like being on a motorway on a fog with no signposts. You simply don't know where the story's going. But of course, if you make it too obvious, there's not going to be any suspense. So plotting is all about putting clues into a narrative. It's about gradually revealing the clues so that the reader can see bit by bit the way the story is unfolding, and they can see where the end is going to be. Remember to start with a good beginning and a question. If you do that and you remember to answer that question at the end, you won't go far wrong. You should have a great plot.
Okay, guys, as you can see, what is behind, lo que está atrás de los procesos de las películas siempre es una buena escenografía, unas buenas, por decirlo así, unos buenos escritores, unos buenos guiones para hacer parte de una gran película. Clues son como señales. Clues, give me a clue, como dame una señal. Wrong, equivocado. Am I wrong? ¿Estoy yo equivocado? Am I wrong? For instance, am I wrong? What is plotting? Plotting es como la trama, como es que saber escribir la trama, en este caso del contexto. Twisting, algo que cambia de un momento a otro. Una serie está hablando de un tema y de repente se muere el actor principal de la nada. Stray, let me see whether, where is it? Whether es como si, ok. motorway, como, como un camino de, por decirlo así, em, a vehículos, por decirlo de una manera. Um, Let me see, because I don't know what is a stray actually. I don't know if that word is having no home or having wandered away from home. Okay, a stray is not having a home. Okay, that's good. But it's referring to an animal. So in this case, feedback es como retroalimentación, por decirlo así. Okay. So today, let me see if I can Jamboard here. Dice más interno hasta acá. Here. Ok, hoy es 8 de noviembre. 21. Someone is trying to access. Okay. Unfolding es como descubrir, como remover las coberturas de algo, como abrir, por decirlo así, como revelar. For Laura Camila, ¿por qué llegaste hasta ahora?
Me dejaba acceder, buenas noches. Es que por lo que no tengo el correo de un minuto, no me dejaba acceder.
Ok, vale. Let me see if I can share my screen. So today what we are going to do is that we are going to create vamos a crear la trama de una película entre todos, ¿vale? Va a ser un trabajo colaborativo, va a ser en grupo, un trabajo en grupo. Entonces ya les paso el link. It has to be in English, okay? It has to be in English. Lo explico en español, pero pues obviamente es en inglés. So in Jamboard, I want you to do this is going to be the instructions. So you guys, please write story about a possible film that you might like to create. Entonces, ¿qué van a hacer? Lo que van a hacer acá es que van a, entre todos, a empezar a crear. ¿Dónde está el texto? Acá, cuadro de texto. So, voy a empezar yo. The plot of this movie is going to be about serial killers, a guy called Francis, who was born in Bogota, decided to kill his mother. Y aquí van a seguir ustedes, ¿vale? No sé si me hice entender.
Of course.
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
So
teacher.
you are going to continue. Ustedes van a continuar con la historia. Alguno va a continuar acá. ¿Qué pasó después?
I am
y acá van a poner qué pasó después y después el otro va a escribir, no, y luego pasó esto. Y le van a dar un giro de un momento a otro también a lo que va a ser la trama de la película. Si ustedes quieren de pronto para poderse inspirar mejor y poder tener una mayor como creatividad, lo pueden hacer primero en español, después lo pueden traducir, ustedes se van a, les voy a mostrar, en Google hay un traductor, no sé si ya lo han usado, pero a veces no todo el tiempo se puede traducir todo. Entonces, cualquier novedad que haya en el texto, yo voy a estar corrigiendo lo que esté mal escrito. Em, aparte de esto, les iba a mostrar, em, ju- por ejemplo, este video acerca de los antagonistas. Ustedes pueden identificar un antagonista, cómo identifican un antagonista, cómo identifican un actor principal, cómo identifican los roles. Entonces, les voy a dejar acá, empezando por el antagonista. Voy a silenciar el micrófono para que no se escuche eco.
Antagonist. Imagine you were trying to leave for school one morning. You're in a big hurry. Today is a big day for you. You have an art project due that you have worked on for a long time. You worked very hard on it too. Your little brother, however, is taking a long time to get his shoes on, so you can't leave for school yet. To make matters worse, he keeps jumping up and down, moving around recklessly. You keep trying to move your art project away from him, but he keeps getting closer and closer to it. He almost ruins it many times. You are so frustrated. You move the project, but he moves too. Your little brother is making things very difficult for you. He is preventing you from your goal of getting out of the house on time and getting your art project safely to school. Maybe something like this has happened to you before. This story has two characters in it, you and your little brother. In this story, you would be the protagonist. The protagonist is the main character in the story. The character of your little brother would be the antagonist. The antagonist in a story is the person or thing that goes against the protagonist. Your little brother, or the antagonist in this story, is causing you, the protagonist, to struggle. You might even begin to think of a way to change your plans because of him. Here are a few things to remember about an antagonist. Number one, an antagonist isn't always a person. It could be a force of nature, for example. The antagonist in a story about a natural disaster could be a tornado, while the protagonist is someone trying to get out of its path. Or it could be a huge rainstorm that is making the water rise around a group of people who are trying to get away from it. An antagonist could be an imaginary character, an animal, or anything. Sometimes an antagonist can be as simple as the negative thoughts in a main character or protagonist's head. The second thing to remember is that an antagonist places obstacles, challenges, or barriers between the protagonist and their goal or objective. The antagonist can be purely evil, like Lord Voldemort, who is constantly trying to think of ways to destroy Harry Potter and his friends. Or the antagonist can simply be your little brother preventing you from keeping your art project safe. This leads us to an important point. The antagonist is not always a bad person or thing. Your little brother isn't a bad kid. In fact, he's very likely a great kid. He may not even be aware that he's making life harder on you. There are plenty of examples of fun characters who are silly or clumsy and make life difficult for the main character in their stories, even when they don't mean to. The Roadrunner is a popular cartoon where Wile E. Coyote is always trying to get the Roadrunner. He never gives up trying either. Wile E. Coyote isn't necessarily a bad character, but he is always putting obstacles in the Roadrunner's way. This makes Wile E. Coyote the antagonist in this cartoon. The third thing to remember is that an antagonist can also be found in TV shows, movies, plays, and even comic books. Let's look at this list of fairy tale characters: Robin Hood, Snow White, Cinderella, and Little Red Riding Hood. Do you know what each of these characters have in common? If you said they are all the main characters or protagonists in their stories, you're right. Now that we have identified the protagonists in 4 different stories, let's see if we can identify the antagonists. Let's take a closer look at these stories. In the story of Robin Hood, the Sheriff of Nottingham is constantly trying to catch Robin Hood and steal back the money that Robin Hood has given to the poor. He frequently imprisons the poor people that Robin Hood helps as well. In the story of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, the evil queen sends a hunter to hurt Snow White because she's jealous of her beauty. She also transforms herself into a witch to get Snow White to eat a poison apple. Cinderella's stepmom is always making Cinderella clean up after her and her daughters. She makes her sleep in the attic to prevent her from leaving the house. And the wolf in Little Red Riding Hood wants to eat her. These antagonists provoke, annoy, or upset each of the main characters in their stories. When you think of the words provoke, annoy, or upset, can you see how each of the antagonists we listed annoys our main characters or prevents them from reaching their goal? In each of the examples above, the antagonist is causing problems for the main characters or protagonists. In other examples, such as a Superman comic book or movie, there may be more than one antagonist. In disaster movies, the antagonist may be an earthquake, volcano, plane crash, or even aliens from another planet. In summary, the antagonist causes problems for the main character of the story. Can you think of the antagonist in some of your favorite books, movies, or TV shows? If it is hard for you to identify the antagonist in a story, following these steps can help you. Number 1. Identify the main character of the story. The story would not exist without this character. This person or character is called the protagonist. Number 2. What other character, force, person, or action is going against the main character you identified in step 1? This person or thing is the antagonist. Number 3. Sometimes the good character is the protagonist and the bad character is the antagonist, like Mario and Bowser. However, this is not always true. The most important thing to remember is don't give up. As you follow these steps, you will get better and better at identifying who or what is the antagonist in any story. Thanks for following Clarendon Learning. Be sure to subscribe.
For more free resources, check us out at clarendonlearning.org.
Okay, I'm going to see what happened with the Jamboard.
All too often, our happiest memories are packed away in hard-to-reach places.
¿Y esos rayones de quién son? Okay. I'm going to do it.
Eso mío, profe, es que intenté editar el documento porque desde el celular y no pude.
No, you need to go to your PC. Tiene que hacer desde el computador.
Ok, ¿puedo dejar mi comentario aquí en el celular o tengo que pasarlo al PC?
Okay, no, put the commentary here in the chat box. The boy was at night at home with his dog, Carol. ¿Alguno puede leer para que alguno, digamos, tenga la oportunidad?
Okay, teacher. The plot of the movie is going to be about serial killers. A guy called a guy called Francis who was born in Bogota decided to kill his mother. The boy, the boy was at night at home with his dog car. When he saw suddenly, suddenly decided to go to the.
Okay. I'm going to correct you. Te voy a decir unas pocas corrección. Try to pronounce the plot like if it was like a E, G plot. The plot of this movie, like without E, movie, is going to be like with E about serial, like serial killers. Comma, you make a pause here. A guy called like without the called a guy called Francis who was born in Bogota decided like with the decided, not decided, but decided to kill his mother. The boy was at night at home with his dog Car when he suddenly decided to go to the kitchen at midnight because a voice was speaking to him. Okay, continue, please.
Thank you, teacher. Who was his mother? His mother was now a lady in the village, a very hardworking and humble woman from the city. Francis, Francis had a very normal childhood. He was a child who attended school, but he was a little asocial as he was uncomfortable with physical contact with anyone. Anyone other that
I'm
his
going to, espera un momentico, es que ya no cabe, entonces voy a pasar este texto, voy a decir acá, espera, ordenar, no, um, ¿qué hago? A ver, because I cannot see nothing, okay, let me see, es que se desordenó todo, quedó muy desordenado, I'm going to put after all. ¿Alguien que me pueda ayudar a que ordenemos eso? A darle orden a esto. Creo que este ya lo pasé allá. Este ya lo pasé al otro lado, creo, ¿no? No sé. Sí, este ya está. O sea, este se puede eliminar. Lo voy a eliminar, ya. No, ya. Van a continuar en el otro lado, los que faltan. Aquí. So, alguien más que quiera leer, no sé, alguna chica que quiera de pronto leer.
Here, teacher.
Ok, empieza otra vez desde el principio, ¿vale?
Okay. The plot of this movie is going to be about serial killers. A guy called Francis, who was born in Bogota, decided to kill his mother. The boy was at night at home with his dog Carl when he suddenly decided to go to the kitchen at midnight because a voice was speaking to him. Who was his mother? Her mother was a well-known lady in the village, a very hardworking and humble woman from the city. Francis had a very normal childhood. Excuse me. He was a child who attended school, but he was a little social as he was comfortable with the physical contact with anyone other than his mother. His father died because of the armed conflict in the town where they live before behind display. Sigo?
Okay, no, you have a good pronunciation. Just little mistakes. I'm going to give you feedback, okay? Como retroalimentación about armed, like armed, conflict in town where they lived before being displaced, like displaced.
Okay.
But the rest, I think that you have a good pronunciation. Midnight, decided, humble, yes, I think, who attended, uncomfortable, like without this, uncomfortable,
Okay.
physical contact. I think the rest is fine. I think that you have a good pronunciation, and I think that you did a great job. Another one that wants to continue here. Otro que quiera seguir.
I did it.
Okay, go ahead, man.
After the days passed, several women were disappearing.
Disappearing.
Disappearing. He kidnapped her when she left the office because he fell in love here and he wanted her only for him. But she wasn't in love with him, so he murdered the woman.
No, aquí I'm going to give let's say, choose one. Wendy Juliana, can you continue, please?
Yes. On May or other paragraph?
No, the paragraph of May.
Okay. On May 17, 2024, about naming Francisco was born, the son of a wealthy family, with a father who is a military man and a mother who is a fashion designer. Francisco is the one son of Doña Sofia and Mr. Manuel. Francisco grows up with a arranger, distant, and competitive family environment. Although his family has good income, it isn't a family with which you can comfortably share a weekend. Mr. Manuel has worked for years in the armed forces. He is from apparently strong and somewhat character. He is always away from the family, although he married Miss Sophia only because of her incredible beauty and not because he really loved her. Miss Sophia is somewhat masochistic and interested. Even though she sees the Mr. Man from her husband, she continues with him because she knows that her financial future is stable. Francisco, at 6 years of age, begins to have problems when being able to communicate. It is difficult for him to express his emotions.
Okay, stop there. Okay, I'm going to give you feedback about the same things. On May 17, you can say on May 17, or 2004 or 2024, A boy named Francisco was born, the son of a wealthy family with a father who is a military man and a mother who is a fashion designer. Francisco is the one son of Doña Sofia and Don Manuel. Francisco grows up with a rather distant and conflictive family environment. Although his family has good income, it is not a family with which you can comfortably share a weekend. Don Manuel has worked for years in the armed forces. He is from apparently strong and somewhat macho character. He is always away from the family, although he married Doña Sofia only because of her incredible beauty and not because he really loved her. Doña Sofia is somewhat masochistic and interested, even though she sees the mistreatment from her husband. She continues with him because she knows that her financial future is stable. Francisco, at 6 years of age, begins to have problems with being able to communicate. It is difficult for him to express his emotions. Okay? Can you notice some differences? Porque es que a veces nosotros hablamos el inglés como si fuera español y tenemos que adaptar la pronunciación. Obviamente, pues ustedes no estudian inglés, obviamente no, en este caso no es necesario para ustedes. Pero si ustedes quieren aprender en verdad el inglés, tienen que imitar en total 100% como ellos hablan. Ah, porque si no puede pasar esto, les voy a mostrar. Me acordé de este. Traten de no asustarse por ver a este ser tan angelical.
In Latin America, we have many challenges. The main challenge is how are we going to respond to our youth expectations. Therefore, in my opinion, we need education, lifetime education, and at the same time to provide them with what I call the tools of the market economy for them to undertake the installation of enterprises. Therefore, with some of my friends, we are creating a new non-profit university, and the university will begin in April next year. At the beginning, we are going to teach technologies and engineering. Step by step, we want to cover the country and to become in the coming years a very big online university.
Si se dieron cuenta como él habla el inglés, por ejemplo. So he's talking like Paisa, but with an English. So try to avoid that kind of things. Try to intenten no hacer eso. Intenten no hablar el español, el inglés así. Intenten pronunciar siempre como lo hacen ellos, como lo hacen los extranjeros. Okay. Let's another one. Valentina Osorio, can you please read this?
Yes, teacher. After all, the boy's twins brothers appear who suspect his brother's intentions. Now the time will come for them to meet after having that beautiful childhood. Francis began to suffer little by little signs his mother had a disease, which he had to overcome only with his son, though to the severity of this disease. Something important about Francis' life is that when he was a little kid, their parents never let him out of their house, but he had bruises all over his body if he spent all the time in the park playing with his friends. This would not have been suspicious if Francis were an hyperactive child, but he has always been a quiet guy.
Okay, little corrections. Due Okay, after all the boy's twin brother appeared, who suspected his brother's intentions, now the time would come for them to meet. After having that beautiful childhood, Francis began to suffer little by little since his mother had a disease, which he had to overcome only with his son, Dew. Remember Dew, like D-E-U, due to the severity of this disease. Something important about Francis' life is that when he was a little kid, their parents never let him out of their house, but he had bruises all over his body if he spent all the time in the park playing with his friends. This would not have been suspicious if Francis were an hyperactive child, but he has always been a quiet guy. Okay, since, remember, is since when you pronounce this one um, here. Since, nor signs, since, and due. Due, what other was the word that you don't pronounce very well? I think that was those two.
And this is.
What?
This is. Se me
This is?
hizo complicado.
Ah, okay, this is.
This is.
Because you are saying this is, and
Sí.
this is. Disease es como enfermedad, sí. Pues los felicito, tienen mucha creatividad, no sé dónde sacan tantas historias, están perdiendo plata, deberían estar haciendo películas, o se la pasan viendo muchas novelas, tal vez. Um, that's great, okay. This exercise, okay, tell me.
En el año actual uno dice 2021.
In the current year, in the current year, or 2021 or 20 and 21, 20 and 21.
Ajá.
In the current year.
En ese mismo formato, como decimos 2004.
2004.
Ya no se puede dividir, ¿verdad?
No. 2000. 2000.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Okay, 2004. Or you can say 20 and 4, maybe, but it sounds better that you say 2004, 20 and 21. That is easy for you to get it. Or the current year, the last year, el último año, the last 5 years, los últimos 5, last 20 years, los últimos 20 años. The last century, century es siglo, century. Year es año. Day, pues obviamente es día. Week es semana. Pero weak también significa débil con la A. Entonces weak. Y weakness es debilidad. Weakness. Millennium. Weakness, debilidad. Strength, fortaleza. Strong, fuerte, un adjetivo. So on. Let me see. What time is it? I think time flies, sometimes when we are having classes. So I think that I enjoy this class. Sometimes I don't enjoy classes, and that's why it is very overwhelming. I'm going to write overwhelming. Como muy, como que se satura uno y no le gustan las cosas. Overwhelming. That's overwhelming. Sometimes I feel overwhelming about the classes, but this class I think that was full of participation. Don't forget to make the attendance list. I'm going to send again the attendance list for you guys. Ya casi vamos a acabar el semestre, así que pues los motivo a que sigan estando en las clases, que tengan paciencia. A veces es un poco complicado porque es virtual todo, pues nadie entiende a veces las cosas. ¿Qué les iba a decir? No sé. ¿Alguien tiene alguna opinión o quieren decir algo antes de dejar la sesión?
Teacher, with this class, missing 2 class more?
No sé, no sé, no sé porque digamos que creo que a ustedes por corte les exigen unas clases, pero la verdad no sé. Yo tengo que estar dictando estas clases hasta noviembre 30, entonces voy a estar acá un buen tiempo. O sea, pues este mes por lo menos. ¿Ok?
Ok.
Okay, teacher.
Llenen la asistencia, pongan su ID, pongan su NRC, porque después no vayan a decir que no les suben las notas. En mi caso siempre trato de subir las notas. Por ahí se me fue la vez pasada como 2 personas que se me pasaron, pero fue porque no pusieron el NRC y el NRC pues es lo más importante. Entonces a nosotros nos ponen a ver como 100 NRCs, entonces toca buscar uno por uno para pasar notas. Entonces pues pongan su NRC, su ID, todo correcto, todo bien y creo que ya se acabó la clase, ¿vale?
Profe, que una pregunta. ¿De pronto tienen solo manejan ustedes esta clase o tienen otros horarios?
Sí, claro. Let me finish the recording.